Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video on Python for ethical hackers. In this video, we'll put what we have learned about if condition to the test practically. So let's get started with first understanding what we did previously. So we created this program which takes some argument for interface and MAC address and then change the MAC address for that specific interface. So in this video, what I'm trying to do is add some logic to my program, because if I come over here right now and run the program by writing Python example.py and don't provide the arguments, so it comes up with an error which is not useful for the user. It is indeed useful for us being programmers, but it's not useful for the user. So instead of this error, I want to handle this error and I want to show some helpful message to the user where the user can understand what he should do in this case. I will just come right over here, and instead of directly returning this statement, I will assign it to two things. The first thing would be option, and the second thing would be arguments or args, as we did previously. So I'll just make it equal to that, and once I'm done with that, I will then come right over here and then check whether if the user entered the options. So that would be if options dot interface. If the interface was indeed entered, we want to do something, but in this case I want to switch the case, because I don't want to do anything if the interface was entered. Instead, I want to return that if the interface was entered, I want to return the interface. If it was not entered, so I will write if not options.interface, I want to throw an error. So that would be parser dot error, and the error would be you did not enter the interface. Check -- help for it. Let's increase the size, and that's it. And I want to do the same thing for the MAC address as well. So if not options dot MAC, so if the interface was not entered, we want to throw an error, as well as if the MAC address was not entered, we also want to throw an error. So that would be parser dot error, and it would be the same error. That would be you did not enter the MAC address. Check -- help for it, and that's it. If the interface was entered, it will ignore this if condition, and if the MAC address was entered, it will ignore this MAC address as well, the if condition for the MAC address as well, and it will return just the options. And once we return the options, we just want to catch it in the option, because right now we are not returning two variables, we are just returning one variable, and that's it. And we are all set. If I save the program, come back and run the program again with example.py, you can see that usage example.py options, and we do have an error, and that is you did not enter the interface. Check -- help for it. And if the user come over here and then write example.py -- help, so it will show a helpful message to him that you can enter things, something like that. So let's come over here and let's go through the if conditions once more. So if you're not sure what we are really doing, That's because you are not following along our course. You should go and watch the entire course. We are creating it for Python. We are creating a brand new course which is exclusively for the people who want to learn Python for ethical hacking and create some cool tools. So we are creating a MAC changer program that is responsible for changing the MAC address and making you anonymized on the network. So if you are not sure what if conditions are, I do have complete video on it, which is like this video is the continuation of that video in which I explained theoretically what if conditions are and how you can use it. But in this video, I just wanted to show you how you can practically use it. So in if condition, we check a condition, whether that condition is true or not. If the condition is true, we do something. But in this specific case, we are checking if the condition is not true. So that's why I'm writing not after the if condition. So if the condition is not true, just pass an error. In our case, if the option.interface is not entered, throw an error which shows you did not enter the interface. And for this statement, we are checking the MAC address. If the MAC address was not entered, just throw an error by saying you did not enter the MAC address, check help for it. And if both of the things were entered, we just go to the next statement, which is returning the option, and then that option is being passed to this function for changing the MAC address. So this is pretty much it for this video. Let's rerun the program by entering the interface as ETH0 and the MAC address as 001122334455. Let's end it with 11 and press enter. You can see that the MAC address has been changed. Our program is properly functional. If you do not provide the arguments, and if we provide one argument, suppose like this, so it will throw us an error. What is required, it will show us that this thing is missing. You should enter this thing, and then once we entered everything correctly, it will work pretty fine. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you did learn how to use if conditions in your program, and also for ethical hacking, and how to use Python for ethical hacking as well. So till next time, like this section is pretty much done. These were the basics of Python, how to work with Python and stuff like that. So this section is over. In the next section, we'll get a little bit advanced from this. Like this section was also slow. You know that we were taking things very slowly. First we were covering the theory, and then we were working with it like practically. But the next section would be a little bit faster than this. So you should, if you're new to the channel, just consider subscribing, because some awesome content is coming up. If you haven't watched the entire course, I welcome you to watch it. The link would be in the description. If you haven't watched our previous video, I encourage you to watch that as well, because the course is really informative. And till next time, enjoy hacking. Stay cheeky breaky. Peace.